And we are live for Football No Filter, episode number 61. I am your host, Brun Krak. I am with my two companions, George and Nelson. George and Nelson, how are you guys?
What's up? What's going on?
Nelson, you are live?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man.
I know you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say 10 more days until I'm on vacation.
10 more days until you're on vacation. Very good.
Another vacation. Jesus
Another
Christ.
vacation. Eso ves, guys, con férias.
No,
Que trabalho.
stop that. I haven't been on vacation since fucking September 16th, dude.
Unbelievable.
I haven't been vacation since. Well, I don't even remember when the last time I was on vacation.
Yeah, but that's why we accrue, because I take vacations for you. You can't go, I take it for you.
Tá bom, tá bom.
What you talking about, Bruno? You were on vacation just a couple of months too. What are you yapping at?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, where the hell did I go? I don't even remember.
You went to the islands, you little cracker.
Oh, that's right. I did.
I'll be honest with you guys. I'm only going this time because I left my charger in Dominican Republic, and I'm going to go pick it up. I left it there.
But aren't you visiting nurses and whatnot?
I'm going right now, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. So I know you're on borrowed time, so we're going to get things started. And, you know, we got Malingas here, and we got Paul Shuva. We got a lot of guys. Look at this.
Oh, that's Paul Shuva. That's my boy from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
My Leon from Massachusetts.
He's asking why you're never home.
I mean, I don't have a home, dude. So
he lives in his car. All right. So we had round 10. Aroca 2, Tondela 0, Porto 4, Boa Vista 1. Estoril and Benfica were the surprise result of the weekend, 1-1. Sporting edges Guimarães 1-0. Marítimo loses at home, the borrowed home, to Gil Vicente 2-1. Bolonense gets their first win 2-1 over Santa Clara. Famalicão and Vizela 1-1. Braga destroys Portimonense 3-0. And sorry, Neto, but Moreirense 1, Passo Ferreira 1. The table goes as follows. Porto and Sporting are now in first at 26, Benfica 25, Braga and Estoril at 19, Portimonense 14, Guimarães 13, Gil Vicente 12, Boa Vista and Passo Ferreira tied at 9th with 11, Aroca, Vizela, and Tondela at 9 points, Bolonense and Moreirense tied in 14th with 8 points, Famalicão and Marítimo at 7, and Santa Clara is now in last place with 6. So the two island teams are down at the bottom. It's going to get interesting. Any analysis from down at the bottom, George? No.
Sorry, I was on mute. No, I mean I think now we're seeing some shifts in the standings. Before we had a couple of other teams. We had Boa Vista down there. We had Gil Vicente down there. Now all of a sudden, they're up on 8th and 9th place, which is like it's crazy. But it's still too tight. I mean, you have Santa Clara at 6 points at number 18th or 18th place, and then you have Aroca in 11th with 9 points. So 3 points can really turn things around for any of these teams. So I mean, the Maritim Santa Clara I think is a big surprise, obviously because of what they did last year, going into the competitions, qualifying for the playoffs for the Liga Europa. Moreirense, another big surprise. I think I didn't think that they would be in the position that they're in now. And then you have Vizela that just came up. They're doing they're in 12th place, so they're doing a good job as well. And I think the big surprise it's Estoril and Portimonense up on top.
Yeah, Portimonense lost, got routed away to Braga. Braga seems like they're trying to get their scoring touch back. Nelson, are you worried about your other club, Bolonense, or no?
No, right now I still think like it's all bunched up at the bottom. Listen, I love seeing the island teams at the bottom. Like gas is too expensive, fuel is too expensive. We shouldn't have to travel to the fucking islands to go play them. So give them to Spain or whatever. Give them to wherever you want. I don't care. So no, I'm listen. Like I say, it's too early. There's like only a few points separate the bottom from like 10th place. I still think it's too early. Like it's usually by this time you already see a big difference. But right now it's like teams just can get their stuff together. So it's like everybody's bunched up. So I'm not too concerned yet.
Okay, very good. All right, we're going to move over to our analysis of the big three. Let's start with the Porto Tripeiro Derby. Porto 4, Boa Vista 1. Diogo Costa was in goals, while Mario, Pep, Marcano, and Zaidu, Otávio, Uribe, Vitinha, and Luis Diaz, Ivan Nilsson, and Taremi. For Boa Vista, Beta Van or something like that. I don't know how to spell his name. Santos Garcia and Abscal, Cannon, Makota, Raymond, and Hamash, Sauer, Musa, and Gore. I mean, I watched this game. Porto looked pretty good. They definitely deserve to win by more goals, to be honest. This is not the Boa Vista of years past. Boa Vista came to do one thing, da Sarrafada, and that's pretty much all they did. They did tie the game. This was an embarrassing officiating by Thiago Martins, where he missed 3 penalties at least. And there was, I think, a red card as well that should have been given. Marcano continues to struggle. The goal was tied up on his mistake. Zaidu is still a hole. Vitinha is excellent with the ball movement and circulation of the ball in the midfield. Uribe, unfortunately, picked up an injury, which eventually affected us somewhat in the middle of the week against Milan. Luis Diaz has been outstanding. The one area that I want to really cover and stress is Ivan Nilsson, Taremi. They're really starting to develop into an excellent pairing. Ivan Nilsson, I've been saying it for the last year and change, is that he is by far our best finisher. Taremi is growing more and more as a huge as a huge organizer, or more of a schemer in a false 9 position. And I really wish that Boa Vista would come back to be the Boa Vista of old, where they were competing for Europa spots and all that other stuff. But this is by far one of the worst Boa Vista teams I've ever seen. I would not be surprised if they drop. They lack a serious amount of quality, and I'll just pretty much end it there to just keep the show rolling. Nelson, what did you think?
Easy game for Porto, even though Boa Vista tied the game 1-1. It was never in question. I mean, Porto dominated that game. Listen, I always joke around about the penalties and the diving and all that stuff. I agree with you. There was a few penalties missed in this game. Horrible refereeing in the game. Easy game for Porto. The 1-1, if anybody thinks that game was going to stay tied, like they have no clue about soccer. That game was never close. Good win for Porto.
George?
Nothing that we could envision last week. I think I actually picked the score 4-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Good
if
for
I'm
you.
not mistaken. But, being that Boa Vista is one of Porto's B teams, nothing out of the ordinary. By the way, head-to-head, Porto has a 69% winning percentage against Boa Vista.
They're our little brothers, bro.
In 143 games.
They're little brothers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Boa Vista, every time they come, if they're a B team, a B team doesn't come for kneecaps. So, but again, Boa Vista struggles. They don't have the quality. They just don't have quality. They have a one or a couple of names that people may remember of years past. You're talking about, dude, you're looking at about 10 years ago now. Those guys were productive players. They're not so much anymore. And maybe that guy Musa's not bad. I kind of like him. Reggie Cannon is an interesting player, the American, and maybe that Armenian goalkeeper is pretty decent. Otherwise, this team struggles heavily.
What happened to the number 10? He left this year.
He was on loan. He was on loan from Lille. He's on Lille now.
Oh, so he went back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The American Kennedy, is he related to JF Kennedy or no? Not related.
No, not Kennedy.
It's
Yeah.
Cannon, man.
Oh.
Cannon.
Tell your nurse to check your hearing.
You're hearing.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Tell.
All right, let's move on, guys. Come on. I got a date. Let's move on.
Yeah, caralho, não gasta com
Nelson's got to score some goals today.
o bowling is
Oh,
going.
dude, the way my life is going, I'm gonna be like Paulinho and just hit the fucking post.
All right, we got.
I saw the thing of Paulinho. In the Campeonato, it's Paulinho. In the Champions League, it's Paulão.
Paulão. All right.
That's right.
Estoril and Benfica 1-1. Figueira, Soria, Áfrico, Ferresi, Joãozinho, Gamboa, Lourenço, Franco, Arthur, and Clovis. Vlaco Dimas for Benfica, Veríssimo, Otamendi, and Vertonghen. Rodanovic. João Mário, Weigl, Grimaldo, Silva, Yaremchuk, and Nunes. George, I think I know what you're going to say about this one, but go ahead.
What am I going to say about this one? Horrible game, as always. I mean, these last 5-6 games have been horrible. And like Jorge Jesus says, you score a goal, you push them jeito, and that's what happens.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just a bad string of games. The team is just not. They're just not playing well anymore. So we had possession. Listen, Studiel's a good team. Studiel is not up there just for the heck of it. They've had some hard games, and they're still up there. So it's not that we played a weak team or anything like that. It's just that we against these teams, we did the most difficult thing, which was get ahead in the second minute of the game, and then after getting ahead, we just collapsed. I don't think we played well at all. And last week, it's kind of fair. Last week we tied in the last minute, and this week they tied in the last minute. So all the good things that we tied. No, we won in the last minute. All the good things that we could have taken away from last game. It just went down the drain this game. So I think it's a well-deserved tie by Studio.
All right, I'm gonna go to George because there's some couple interesting. Not George, sorry, Nelson. Let's start with this one. Any prediction of JJ staying till the end of the season? Yes or no?
Absolutely. He's not leaving. Absolutely.
Okay, elaborate, please.
I think the only way JJ leaves is if they don't even make Europa League, if they don't finish third place in the group.
You think he'll get fired?
If they finish last in the group and they don't win against Braga, then I think he'll get fired if they finish last place in the group. Other than that, I do not see it happen at all.
George, you're shaking your head no, and I kind of believe you, so go ahead.
He could lose whatever games. Benfica's not going to fire him.
They can't fire him, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Can you tell our listeners as to why they cannot fire him?
Can't fire him because of his contract.
There you go.
It's too big of a contract.
Yep.
So
Got that Malingas? Pay attention to George. He knows what he's talking about.
They're not gonna fire. I wouldn't doubt it if he doesn't come back in at the end of the year, but they won't fire him. They won't
fire him. There's no way.
They won't stay on the hook for with the whole team. You're talking about 6 million euros probably for half a season.
Yeah, there's no way. Now,
like I
Brian
said, I'm sorry. I was going to say, Bruno, like I said, I think he's staying till the end of the year. I don't think he's going to leave. I think for him to leave, they would have to lose points against Braga. They would have to finish last in the group. You know what I mean? All those things would have to happen, and I don't believe all those things will happen.
Well, Nelson, I think let's be honest. He's probably going to lose a lot of those games. He could probably lose a lot of those games. The Braga, the Porto, Sporting, and so on and so forth, and even against the smaller clubs. And because of his contract, they're going to have to just suck it up and just stay there. And they'll finish third.
Only way he leaves in January is if Flamengo loses the Libertadores against Palmeiras, and Flamengo fires Renato Gaúcho and decides to go and get him. Maybe like that, it'll be an even wash. He won't charge Benfica for the contract that he has outstanding, and they'll just send him on his way. I think that's the only way.
Brian Edo, not complaining, but I see no heart in the Benfica players. George, do you agree or disagree?
I agree. There's no heart. There's a lot of discussion from the field to the bench, like it happened against Bayern Munich with Gilberto and Verissimo talking to the bench to Jorge Jesus. I think there's definitely some stuff going on over there.
Nelson, do you believe that there's some type of a disconnect with players versus coach?
Listen, when you're winning, the coach can say whatever he wants to the players. The players don't get offended. Nobody gets offended. Everything is peachy.
Correct.
When you start having bad results, all of a sudden the players get hurt. Their feelings get hurt. Yes, there's definitely something going on right now. Players are not happy. Listen, I know newspapers put out a lot of shit, but a lot of the shit is true. And there's definitely issues going on. They definitely not happy with JJ. But like I say, the results are not happening. So, these players are like, little babies. Like any little thing goes against them, and all of a sudden it's like, fuck that. Don't talk to me like that. Don't blame me for that. And that's what's happening right now. But there's definitely issues right now. I agree.
I have another question for George. I don't know if you were, and this is a segue for the next game. George, did you see the comments or the question that was asked to Pippa at the end of the Sporting Vitória Guimarães game?
I didn't. What was he asked?
They were asking him like, what do you think about going to Benfica? And he was like very surprised that they asked him about that question. That was like, hey, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, well, would you be able to take over, or would you like to take over Benfica? And he's like, my dream, or one of my objectives in life and my career was to coach Vitória Guimarães, and I finally am here, and I don't want to go anywhere. Would you say, if let's just hypothetically say Cableira leaves Benfica, there's an opening, would you like to see Pippa, and do you think that Pippa would take over?
If Cableira leaves Benfica, Rui Costa will get a foreign coach. It will not be a Portuguese coach.
Okay. Nelson, do you agree with that? Nelson, would you agree or disagree? He's at the 7-Eleven buying condoms.
Yeah, he's having some technical issues.
Yeah, he's buying condoms right now.
This guy's out of control.
Oh man, we'll get back to him in a second. So I'll do the lineups for Sporting real quick to move ahead. All right, let's go. Adan, Inácio, Coates, and Fedal, Porro, Luiz, Palhinha, Mateus, Sarabia, Paulinho, and Gonçalves. For Vitória Guimarães, Varela, Ferreira, Borokovic, Mumin, Sá, André, Handel, Silva, Edwards, Duarte, and Rochinha. Nelson, talk to us a little bit about this game.
What was that? I'm sorry?
Talk to us a little bit about the Sporting Vitória Guimarães game.
Listen, I think Sporting had a. By the way, Guimarães is a very good team. They are actually a very good team. I think Sporting played a good game. I think they had a good first half, and I think we're starting to do the same thing that we did last year. Sporting is not allowing a lot of goals. I think we have one of the best defenses in Europe right now. which is very important, of course, if you want to win games, especially when you keep winning games 1-0. Um, the offside goal, it's an offside. It's a very big win for Sporting. Like that was a major win. Like I definitely didn't want to see a tie and not take advantage of being tied for first place. Good win for Sporting, and I'll tell you guys one thing. Like that kid Mateus Nunes, man, every week just impresses me more and more. That kid, when he grabs that ball in midfield, man, like that kid is a beast. Like I love the way he plays. I think Saraiva is coming along just fine. I mean, we always knew the guy had talent. Listen, you don't play for the Spanish national team if you don't have talent. And the guy plays for the Spanish national team, and they got tons of great players. I just think Sporting is playing good. I think we have an amazing goalkeeper, and the defense is starting to play real good. They're starting to gel. We're not allowing goals. And Guimarães, listen, it was not an easy game. Guimarães has a very, 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 very good team. I think they're a very solid team that can cause anybody problems. And it's a big win for Sporting. We've played Porto, we've played Braga, we've played Guimarães, we've played Estoril, we've played Famalicão. We've played a lot of these teams already, like in the first few weeks of the season. So I think it's I like where we are right now, to be honest with you. I love the way we're playing. I wish we were scoring more goals, and not save them just for Besiktas. But I'm definitely happy with the way Sporting is performing.
Nelson, going back, I don't know if you saw the press conference with Pippa. He was asked, possibly going to Benfica. Do you agree or disagree that there might be a possibility?
No, honestly, I think what Benfica needs at this moment, the way they're playing, they need a miracle, and so they need Espírito Santo. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they need.
As
like,
a new Espírito Santo?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like they already have Jesus. Jesus is not working out. I mean, now you got to go to the.
They have João de Deus. They have João de Deus.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to get all anything related to God. You got to get involved in that team because that's what they need right now is miracles.
They need God, you said.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. They got to find church.
even George cracks up. George, what did you think of Guimarães? I mean, I keep on saying it. They play a very good soccer, very quality, high level soccer, but they don't have a striker, man.
No, I mean, if you look at the stats, it was a pretty divided match game. 51-49 on possession. Shots were 12-12. Shots on target were 4-2. Sporting just was able to find that striker that they were missing, and they're able to win games with them now. So props for Sporting.
Oh, by the way, you guys talked about the Benfica game. I didn't even give my opinion on the Benfica game.
That's because you were buying condoms at 7-Eleven and you had no value.
I apologize, but I missed that.
Okay. So go ahead, give your opinion on the Benfica game.
No, okay, real quick on the Benfica game because I'm running out of time.
KY gel? Yeah, KY gel.
No, not today, dude. Not today. Like just small condoms and that's it. So
for the pinky.
For the pinky, one pinky in the stinky. So the Benfica game. I'll be honest with you guys. Benfica scored right away. 2 minutes into the game, I was like, okay, this is going to be an easy Benfica game. When I actually predicted 1-1 last week, I was like, wow, these guys are going to win easy. But after they scored, man, you could fall asleep watching that game. That game was just nothing. I've been saying the Estoril is a good team, not an easy team to play. The game was just boring, a complete boring game. Benfica's just not playing well, like I mentioned before. And I think the tie was well deserved. And there's definitely issues there. That's it.
So you were listening to my analysis because you copied almost everything word for word. Good job. You can multitask, buy condoms, and listen to my comments. That's a good job.
See?
Not that.
Careful with that, dude. I can do a lot of shit at the same time.
If you need help tonight with something, just let me know too. Send me your location.
I think it's only 2 of them. If it was 3, I'd call you.
You got 2 pinkies. I get you.
Oh man. Hey, he George, it's true. He can multitask. You don't hear doing a podcast and spanking other people at the same time.
That's right.
Oh
Oh
my
man,
god. It's a
it's
comedy
Nelson.
show.
Que prato guys to you, man. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna give you my quick analysis on the Sporting Vitória Guimarães. Yeah, it was a good, well divided game, but listen, I mean, Sporting just right now is, and I kind of agree with this comment with Juicebox. They're a one half team. They play well one half, the other half they kind of fall asleep. It doesn't matter if it's first half to second half or second half to first half. It really depends on how they start. It's usually the opposite of how they finish, or vice versa. Um, I really think that Sporting, there's a lot of pressure on, is Paulinho going to score in the league and this and that. Dude, that's all overhyped. Um, they're going to figure out a way. They're doing enough like they did last year to get by. They win a lot of 1-0 games, and those are the games that you have to. Those are the games that Sporting used to lose, over these last 20 years. So I think that they're very competitive. The thing is that how far is that going to last? It's going to eventually catch up to you if you continue to have inconsistencies between the play and from half to half. And that's pretty much it. I mean, they were very impressive against Besiktas, but let's be honest, Besiktas is a poor team. They're terrible, which we'll talk about the next thing. I know, Nelson, you got a busy night ahead of you, and we don't want to be a burden on you. So, how about you break down the Sporting and Besiktas game, please? There you are.
Oh, okay, I'm here. What's up? Break down what? Bezitka's game?
Yeah.
Oh my god, easy game. I know Bezitka's was missing a couple players, but first game over there we dominated him anyway. So like, I don't think it made a difference. I mean, Sporting won 4-0. We dominated. We got goal called back. We missed 2 goals in the first 8 minutes. Paulinho hitting the post. Paulinho getting one save at the line. It was an easy game for Sporting. I know Besiktas sucks. They definitely a weak team, but definitely a big win for Sporting, which now controls their destiny. So, and Paulinho scored a nice goal. But I don't know why you're shaking your head. They control their destiny. If we beat Dortmund by 2 goals, it's over. We go through. If we beat them, okay. If that's what I'm saying. If we beat them by one, guys, we're gonna have, it's an 8 goal difference right now with them. If we beat them by one, if we win 1-0, it's an 8 goal difference. That means we'll have to get pounded by Ajax, and they're gonna have to get pound Besiktas.
But you have 2 games left. So how does that make sense that you control your destiny?
Because we control
Well,
destiny. If we beat them
can
to
win
nothing,
both.
it's over.
Yeah, they can win both games. They're through.
We don't need to win both games. If we beat
Yeah, you
Dortmund,
can win.
we
Yeah,
just
you
need to
can.
beat Dortmund 2-0. We lost 1-0 to them. We lost 1-0 to them. We both have
Yeah.
6 points. We both have
Yeah.
6 points. We win 2-0. We have 9 points. They'll have 6. Doesn't matter anymore because we have the head-to-head advantage on them.
Nelson, just remind our viewers: you host or you go to Dortmund,
We host Dortmund.
Yep.
and Dortmund got pretty shellacked in the last game.
Yes,
Yep.
and that's what I'm saying. Even if we win 1-0, guys, which is the same score we lost by in Dortmund, even if we win 1-0, that means we're going to be tied on points, 7 points apiece. However, we're going to have an 8 goal difference on them. We're going to be plus 4. They're going to be -4. They're going to need to pound Besiktas, and we're going to need to get pounded by Ajax, which has nothing to play for in the last game.
Unless
Sporting
money.
Sporting is in a very good position if they win the game. They got to win the game, though. Simple as that.
They are in a very good position. I think they're in a good position. That's what happens when you win the games that you're supposed to win. You beat the weakest, technically, the weakest team in the group twice. You're home and away, which is what Benfica didn't do at Kiev, and then you hope for the other 2 teams to kill each other, and you get in a position now 2 games before the end of the group stages, and you just need a score.
Yes.
And you're good.
Nelson, one last question before you go, because I know your time is running out. Is Sporting relying too heavily on Quach to score goals? You're on mute, bud.
Is Sporting rely on what? I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
Is Sporting relying on Quach too heavily to score goals?
I can't right now, brother.
I listen. I mean, he's our best forward, especially in the Campeonato. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But like we showed against Besiktas, anybody can score. Pot is a great player. I mean, nobody can say otherwise. And Paulinho has just been unlucky, but I still think he's going to turn this around. And no, I think eventually things going to start turning around. We're going to start scoring more goals.
Okay. George, I know you guys went over to Bavaria to play Bayern Munich. Was it the result that you were expecting, or explain what went down?
It wasn't what we expected. Obviously. Hold on.
Well, I believe you expected to win. No?
No, I didn't expect to win. I expected it to be a closer game. I don't think we have the team to beat Bayern, but I didn't expect to come out of the two games with 9-2. I think we have a better team than a couple of the German teams that beat Bayern this season already. So I don't think it was a well planned game.
Nelson, take it away. What did you think of the Bayern Munich Benfica game?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, this fucking thing keeps dropping off. Listen, I don't think Bayern played their best game. I mean, the fact that Odysseus is goalie of the week for the Champions League, that shows you everything. I mean, even without playing great, they put 5 inside the net. They could have scored more. I mean, Bayern is just on another level. Simple as that. Like, there's no way we can think that Sporting Porto or Benfica can even compete with Bayern. Simple as that. It's not an embarrassment to lose to these guys by whatever score they score against you.
Yeah, right now they are offensively probably the best team in the world. I mean, they're very dynamic. And Benfica doesn't have the defense or the players to match up. But then again, who in Portugal does?
Nobody.
Right now, they're a one-man league or a one-team league in Germany, and they're one of the favorites to win the Champions League again this year. And, we're only talking about November. A lot can change from now until April or May. So, but they're already in first place in Germany, and it's basically cruise control from here. They'll win the league by at least 10 points, and that's it. I mean, there's not much more to say. Now, George, did you think that Cableda went into this game already thinking that he was going to lose, because the way he sounded in the press conference prior to the game, and then the lineup and the subs that he made, you would question, like, all right, he's definitely just rotating players just for the sake of rotating.
No, I mean, if you're going to rotate them, you gotta take some of the starters, some of the you have a game against Braga, and you still play with most of your starting team. You got to either commit or not commit. You can't be stuck in the middle, right? Like, for me, what would make sense, instead of putting Morato at, playing the way he played with Morato, put Morato in his position, put him at a center back, put him with Otamendi, with Vertonghen, and play. I mean, I just don't think the three.
Center backs.
What happened?
The 3 center back formation.
Yeah, against Bayern. I don't think that's. I don't think that makes sense.
I don't think it was 3. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I don't think it was 3 center backs. I think it's more 5. 5 center back formation, and that's really it.
But Benfica really can't play the way the way you need to play against Bayern with that formation, it's not with the players that Benfica has. Benfica has offensive minded players. You could try to keep them. Oh yeah, it's a five fullback. It's not a five fullback line. It's a three. It's a three, and you have the two outside players that have to run back and forth. But if Benfica players are offensive minded, they're always going to be thinking about going forward, and especially without players like an Andre Almeida. Andre Almeida is probably the stem that's more stream now. What's it called?
Lateral.
Lateral. That's more defensive minded. Everybody else, they're offensive minded. You put Gilberto on one side, and you put who did he put? He put let me see here.
You had Grimaldo in.
Yeah, no, you didn't have Grimaldo in.
You didn't have Grimaldo in? He had the assist.
No, you had him. Did he?
That's what I think I saw.
I'm confused. Hold on.
Unless I'm confusing the game, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, he did. He had Grimaldo. He had Grimaldo, João Mario, Maite. I don't know where the hell they got this Maite because.
Well, you got him from Milan, right?
You didn't get him from Milan. You got him from another team
Milan.
from. No, you didn't get him from Inter Milan. You got him from. Oh my God, I forgot it. It's not Genova. It's another team. He was in Milan. But my thing is, Samaris is not good for you. Gabriel's not good for you. Fiorentino is not good for you. But you pay 6-7 million for this guy, and this guy obviously he's not good for us. So I don't get that. And then you put Gilberto on the side. Like I said, Gilberto's an offensive-minded lateral. Alex Grimaldo is it's an offensive-minded lateral. You're leaving your three centrais like you're leaving them in bad situations because you don't have the players in the midfield. João Mario is a turtle. Maite is lost all over the place. So who do you have to cover spaces when you're caught in transitions? You don't have anybody to do that because you need somebody that's fast. When you lose the ball, when you're playing with tres centrais and you lose the ball, you need midfielders that are fast paced and that are able to compensate. We don't have those characteristic players. We just don't. We don't have it. We don't have a Palhinha. We don't have a Palhinha that runs like crazy during the game. We don't have players like that. So it doesn't fit the players that we have, the team that we have to play in this formation, especially against you might get away with it against a Vizela or against a Braga or something like that. But you're gonna play against Bayern Munich, dude. Bayern Munich, you gotta play in transition. Your only way to win is in counterattack against a team like Bayern. You can't play them all Jojo. You just can't do it. But the way he wants to force the game, it's like that, and you just can't. The Benfica the Barcelona games only happen once in a blue moon. Let's see what happens now with Ansu Fati's back and a couple of these other players that are back. Let's see what happens now when we play them again. But you can't. We just can't play the way we did. I mean, they killed us in possession. They killed us. They had almost double the passes that we had. Pass accuracy was 90 versus 80%, but it's like 24 shots versus 7. We just didn't have the ball. We didn't have ball possession.
And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that is I actually we're still got to talk about
and Maite came from Torino. That's where he came from.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's talk about Porto and do predictions. Come on, guys, let's go.
Porto versus Milan. I mean, this is again another game that Porto had it in the hand, and then they let it slip away. They had more than enough chances to put Milan away in the first half. They weren't able to do it, and I think this is starting to become an issue for Porto where we have to have when we create opportunities to score, we got to put those opportunities away. Evan Nielsen had a good opportunity, hit the crossbar. That was a little unfortunate, but we had other opportunities, and then defensively, I mean, that ball that was scored by Milan, that wasn't even going to go in. And Babimba's been struggling these last couple of months, and I think it has a lot to do with a failed transfer opportunity. I think he believes that he was going to be transferred, and I think he's not playing as motivated or focused as he was last year. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, this was a blown opportunity by Porto on the road against Milan. We still control our own destiny. We're gonna have to beat. We're gonna play Liverpool next on the road, and then we host Atletico Madrid at home, which we're gonna be forced to win. So it's gonna be a tough game, a tough 2 games left. It's gonna be difficult. I will say it's gonna be very, very difficult. All right, let's do predictions, and then we're gonna be done.
This fucking
No.
shit.
This
Sorry, guys. Like it was breaking up again.
so we have starting tomorrow, Gil Vicente Naroca, Boa Vista.
No, hold on. I just want to say regarding Porto, I think
Oh.
you guys definitely, you guys definitely should have won the game. I think you outplayed Milan, and also, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. And I also want to say, I think Sporting, Benfica, and Porto could compete in the Italian league. We could compete in the French league without PSG. We could
No,
compete
with PSG.
maybe even with PSG. We
No,
could
with
compete.
PSG.
We could compete in the Spanish league right now. I'm telling you, we just the problem with Portugal is we heavy up top and then weak everywhere else. But Italian teams don't scare me at all right now.
No, they haven't scared. They haven't scared me in a long time. And I'll tell you another league that they can compete in, which is the German league without Bayern. So
Yeah, exactly. Without Bayern, I agree with
without
you.
Bayern, yeah,
Completely agree with you.
we can compete with those teams as well. George, because I know Nelson's in a rush, I didn't ask you guys, but what'd you think, real quick, of the Porto Milan game?
I think the game was definitely more balanced than at Porto. I think at Porto had way more control of the game than it did in Milan. I mean, if you look at ball possession, Milan even had more ball possession than Porto, which is a little bit unusual when you look at the first game. But it's one of those games that I think Porto could have easily won the game. But when you let a team
Hang around.
stick around and hang around for a long time, sooner or later you're gonna get bit most of the times.
Yep, that's how it is. All right, so tomorrow's games for round 11: Gil Vicente Naroca, Boa Vista Famalicão. Saturday, Vizela Estoril, Portimonense Belenenses, Guimarães Moreirense. Sunday, Tondela Marítimo, very early, 9 a.m. Santa Clara Porto. I'll start. Porto wins 1-0. George.
Santa Clara Porto
Yeah.
4-0.
Nelson.
I say Porto wins 2-0.
Okay. Paços Ferreira Sporting. Dangerous game for Sporting. Nelson.
I do think it's a dangerous game. I think Sporting wins 2-1.
Okay. George.
1-0 Sporting.
I'll go 3-1 Sporting. Benfica Braga, or AKA Benfica B. George.
So let me just I think my friend Glenn Gomes prepared me for this question.
Oh,
So
go for it.
so we'll just do this. So Benfica Braga have a total of 151 games in between them. Benfica has won 98, which equals to 65% of the games.
Okay.
Porto Braga, they played 161 times. Remember, Benfica won 65% of the games. Porto has won 108 games, which equals 67% of the game. So I guess this is Bruno means that this is Porto's B team. No. Well,
Definitely not.
you have
Biggest
you have a higher percentage of wins against Braga than we do. So I think I think Jorge Jesus does not fare well against Carvalhal. I think Braga wins 2-1.
Epa, you're crazy. Nelson.
I actually think this is the perfect game for Benfica to get their confidence back up. I think he lines up pretty well. So I say Benfica 1, Braga 1.
You guys are crazy. This is going to be a cakewalk for Benfica. They're going to win, and they're going to win big. 4-1, Benfica. This is where they get their confidence back.
From your mouth to God's ears.
And that's with 2 missed penalties. Guys, we'll be back next week, I think. It really depends on when we do the show, because after Wednesday, I'm really not available anymore, but we'll wait and see. Until then, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you guys next week at some time. Until next week, boys. Hey, Nelson, remember, wrap it before you tap it, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna score some goals for us guys. All right.
Look, that's what Paulo is.
Pinky 2.0. Pinky 2.0.
All right, guys.
Today, Nelson,
Right,
today's
guys.
gonna be Pincão.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
Later.